Hey y'all, Lily here. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all what settings I use for my print and cut feature in Silhouette Studio and how I press my Neenah heat transfers. Should you have any questions along the way, feel free to drop a comment down below and I will do my best to assist you. Alrighty, so here we are in the page setup tab. These are all the settings that I use. If you want to go ahead and pause this video right here to see the settings that I use for my print and cut feature in Silhouette Studio. And then if I click on the registration mark tab in page setup, these are the settings that I use for my registration marks. So you can also go ahead and pause this video right here to see settings I use for my registration marks. So once we're all done with the settings, this is what it should look like. Everything should fit in within the red border. That way there's no issues during the print process. And we have to make sure that our registration marks are printing correctly, because this is what our Cameo is going to read. So if these are unaligned, then it's going to throw off the whole cutting process. I'm just going to go ahead and speed through this process, but do you see here the registration marks are printing out perfectly. The design's done being printed out. Now it's time to go ahead and send this to our Cameo. So we're going to go ahead and just go into Silhouette Studio, click send, and this is what it should look like. Everything that is red, that is outlined in red, is going to be what's going to be cut out. Here's a little close-up. I inner offsetted this design, that way there's no white border. I made a video where I showed how I do that, so I'll go ahead and leave that in the link in the description box below in case you want to check that out. Okay, so now it's time to head over to materials and change our material. So this is heat transfer printable dark. These are the blades that you can use. I'm going to use a ratchet blade, so I'm just going to go ahead and just change it to manual blade 1mm. And then we have to make sure that we lay this on the mat correctly. So just align it with the corners. That way the cutting process is just smoothly. Okay, so now all we have to do is turn on our Cameo. I am using my Cameo 3. I do have a review on this Cameo. I will go ahead and leave that in the link in the description box below as well, in case you would like to check that out. I absolutely love my Cameo 3. I do not have any issues with it whatsoever, so I don't plan on upgrading anytime soon. Alright, so now my Cameo is going to read the registration marks. You can see here how it's moving around the registration marks. This part is very, very important, because if it's thrown off at any point in time, then it's going to not cut correctly. But if we can see here, it read it really, really well, and everything's cutting precisely and accurately. So this cutting process does take a few minutes for it to cut out. If only it cut that fast in real life. But this process is definitely worth it rather than doing it manually by Alrighty, and now we're going to remove it from the mat. So if you can see here, I'm going to remove it this way, and then as soon as I do that, you can see, boom, a piece wanted to lift off with it. So what I like to do is I like to flip my map around, press it down a bit, and then peel it off slowly, and this always works and peels so effortlessly. Alright, and all we have left to do is to press this design. So I went ahead and heated my heat press to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I adjusted the pressure to medium. I like to press my t-shirts for about 3 to 5 seconds to remove any moistures or wrinkles that may be on the t-shirt. So I totally forgot to hit record on the pressing process, but I do have another video where I show how I press my heat transfer, so I'm gonna go ahead and link that in the description box below. So basically what I did was I pressed the t-shirt, and then I aligned the heat transfer vinyl paper on there, made sure everything was correct and centered, and then I put a piece of parchment paper over it, a piece of Teflon sheet, and then pressed it for 30 seconds. And then you just let it cool down and stretch it, and bam, it's all done. I really do love these heat transfers. There's not like such a tough paper feeling towards them. So I really do recommend these. I will go ahead and leave everything that I use in the link in the description box below. If I missed anything at all, please feel free to drop a comment down below and I will do my best to assist you in the best way possible. Thank you so much for watching. I do have TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I would greatly appreciate the support over there. Don't forget to ring that notification bell and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching this video and have a good one.